Welcome, race fans, once again here to Virtual Racing Network. As you can see on the screen right there, we are at Kansas Speedway, or Kansas Motor Speedway, I believe. Regardless, we are here at Kansas Speedway with what should be some really good racing here tonight. Again, we have 34 drivers that have made the trip out here on a Sunday night on Mother's Day, of all things. So, of course, first and foremost, before we get into all of the racing and sponsor details, for all the mothers out there, we want to wish them a happy Mother's Day, and hopefully it was a good one. I know I had a great one myself. Not a mother, but, of course, I do have one, so we celebrated that here this afternoon. But tonight, it's all about racing, folks, here from Kansas Speedway. Let's jump into the sponsors here for this series. The presenting sponsor, as always, is going to be Global Building Contractors. They are the presenting sponsor here for this race and this series. Make sure you check them out and thank them for everything they do to support iRacing in this series. And, of course, iRacing Drivers World. If you need a place to post comments, questions, concerns, whatever it may be, iRacing related, head on over to iRacing and Drivers World on Facebook. And Gold Cube. Make sure you check them out on social media. You can find out a little bit more information. That is Gold Cube sponsoring this series, and I believe they are going to be coming on board here for more in the future. So we'll have to talk about that at a later date. But, of course, on the broadcast side of things here for 2019, we have the following partners that have come on board. Those include Northwest Racing Series, your official one-to-go sponsor for all events. Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm, your official starting grid sponsor. And let's skip one here. We'll come back to them. You have World of Thunder, your official dirt league of VRN. Hanover Wrecker Service, for all cautions, they are brought to you by Hanover Wrecker Service. On the Edge Motorsports, your official Wicked Energy Gum retailer. Make sure you check them out if you need some of that Wicked Energy Gum today. Huffman Designs, for all your iRacing paint needs. RACECORE themselves here. Obviously, you can check them out tonight on Sunday nights and Tuesday nights starting here in June. And, of course, Crumb's Custom Graphics for all your logo needs. If you are a business, a league, a broadcast company, whatever it may be, if you need a logo, hit up Paul Crumry over at Crumb's Custom Graphics. And, of course, coming back to the one we want to talk a little bit more in depth about here for just a minute, that is RaceOnTexas.com. A lot of stuff in the works here for Race on Texas and Virtual Racing Network. We are in talks of doing a lot of joint stuff, so we won't let too much out of the bag, as some of that is still in the works. But a lot of big stuff going on here for those two going together there. A lot of stuff we're going to be offering here on VRN that will allow you to do stuff with Race on Texas as well. So make sure you stay tuned for all the latest information. We will be posting that exclusively on the VRN website here in the coming days and weeks about that, so make sure you stay tuned for that. That being said, we got 6 minutes left on the clock here as we are on the countdown to green. One thing we want to note out there, if you are a company out there that would love to get some exposure in the sim racing world as well as the real racing world, hit us up. We are looking for, big, small, whatever it may be. We are looking for some actual companies, legitimate companies out there that are looking to get their name into the sim and real racing world. To get them recognized, get some recognition out there, as we are partnering up with Race on Texas, an actual LLC business. So we have that little bit of legitimacy behind us now, backing us. So if you're a company out there looking to get some real life racing and sim racing exposure, message us on the Virtual Racing Network page today. And of course, coming up here in just a bit is going to be qualifying from Kansas Speedway. as again 34 drivers have made the trip out here tonight. I expect to see some really, really good racing. They are in a driver's meeting at the moment, so we'll just have to kind of wait and see how this one plays itself out. But again, qualifying coming up next tonight. Let's bring the countdown back here. You see right there, just under 5 minutes left to go. Here right now, just to give you a rundown of how things are going here track-wise. At the moment for this 1.53 mile length track, your air temp is 67 degrees. Track temp also 67 degrees. It has cooled down since they left the racing service and went in for the driver's meeting in the pits. Your wind, though, 12 miles per hour out of the northwest, so a gusty wind here tonight. So these drivers will be fighting. It is up to 14 now, so a very, very windy night, and now it's back to up to 15. So about 12 to 15 mile per hour winds for tonight's race. That is extremely gusty when it comes to winds, so we'll just keep an eye on that throughout tonight to kind of see how it goes. Again, not exactly the calmest night, so something you have to definitely be watching for to see if it does play a factor into the way these cars handle here tonight. But we want to give a shout out to everyone out there watching tonight, whether you are on the YouTube side of things or on the Facebook side of things. We are live on both here tonight, so we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We are going to step away here for about 30 seconds, and we'll be right back here to recap practice, and we'll let you know who's at the top of the charts and who we expect to see in victory lane when we come back. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as we got 2 minutes left on the clock right there. And 2 minutes left on the clock, just under 2 minutes now. Just to give you a rundown here, is we're going to go ahead and pull up some of these times on to the screen for you right now. Mikey Neal is your fastest driver with a 29.571. Right behind him is going to be teammate Alex Huffman, only separated by .006 with a 29.577. Behind them is going to be Bryson Barker, followed by Thiago Vieira and Chris Brown, going to be your top 5 here in practice. But again, that's why we stress the word practice. This is just practice. We don't want to put too much emphasis on this. Anything can happen during the race, so we'll just have to kind of wait and see how things go during the race. But we have 1 minute left on the clock. All right, 30 seconds left on the clock to run down it through Your 6th through 10th place right now, it's going to be Sterling Smith, Brandon Young, another 2 teammates there together. Brian Jones, who we're very familiar with from running in the No Excuses Sim Series, followed by Reese Milton and Jameer Muhammad, your 2 drivers here tonight running the Global Building Contractors paint job. So 2 different drivers there, but running the Global Building Contractors paint scheme, as that's going to do it right there. Countdown to green is over, as we are just about ready for qualifying. There you see the last 3 seconds here in practice. So the question is, who will be at the top of the charts? Here is they have 5 minutes to get out on the track and get qualifying underway as the green flag has officially been out. And let's jump over. Here's our first driver to come out. Looks to be, as we'll switch over to the qualifying bar, Bill Edwards in the 53 machine. And a very nice RGB looking paint job there. Looks like a cross between RGB and wood grain, so a very nice looking paint job indeed. One maybe a more of a brushed metal RGB, but regardless, a very nice looking paint job there for the 53 of Bill Edwards. No sponsors on the car, so if anyone's looking to sponsor a car, there you go. You got plenty of real estate on that sucker to go out and sponsor it. As we'll see, we have one driver we have not seen in quite some time out on the track, and that's going to be the 97 of Michael Bumgardner, that has not been out here in quite some time. We have not seen him in several races, so we'll see how he does tonight in that number 97 machine. There was your fastest driver in practice, the the 8 of Mikey Neal Jr. running a awesome looking paint job here tonight, with a kind of a cross between Dell Sr. and Dell Jr. out here. Just a killer looking paint job out there on the number 8. As you can see, Alex Hoffman at the top of the charts at the moment. All right, there, getting some last-minute stuff squared away here at the moment, as we're going to be talking to a special person here in just a moment. But Mikey Neal takes it to the top of the charts. And again, we're following the top 5 or so here drivers. Obviously, you can see the rest of them on the screen, so we won't have a chance to go through everyone. But right now, 4th place belongs to the one of Chris Brown in that Haas CNC. Number 1, I believe it's Chevrolet. Yes, it is Chevrolet Camaro. And in 5th place is going to be another Camaro. That is the 78 of John Van Rella, sponsored by Nesquik here tonight. Another fantastic qualifying run for him. Pat Satterfield just outside the top 5 in 6th place in the number 25 machine. Another very fantastic good run for him. Jameer Muhammad, somebody we want to watch for, but right now he's all the way back in 20th spot with a 31.095. So quite a ways back for him, as we got about 2 minutes left to go in qualifying, and we'll let you go through. I don't think we're going to see too many more shakeups in here, as it looks like Thiago Vieira going to be going out onto the track at the moment. We'll see what kind of times he puts in that number 52 machine here tonight, running a Ford Mustang number 52. I believe that's CC Racing as a new sponsor on the side of the car. I have not seen that one before, so awesome looking new paint job for him as well. Raymond Yeager in the number 23. I believe that is Beast Racing. There it is, beastracing.net, sponsored by RaceSpot. A big shout out to them for picking up RaceSpot as a sponsor. And yes, did the research. That is an official sponsor. So Beast Racing is officially sponsored by RaceSpot. Awesome a job for them to pick that up out there. As we'll take a look here, and we'll see. We have someone sitting on pit road. That is going to be Rafael Trindell, that is sitting on pit road in that number 80 machine, the 45. Sponsored by Jalopnik out there, with also a new paint job on that one as well. That is Brian Jones in the number 45. We'll see what kind of time he puts in. Looks like a 32.894. That's going to put him in 26th spot. Nothing has changed in your top 5 here in quite some time. However, Raymond Yeager does take 22nd. Mike Watts currently with a 29.9 to 47. He'll be in 21st, just outside the viewing screen. We got 35 seconds left to go here in qualifying. I don't think anybody else is going to come out onto the track and put a time in. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can, well, we'll wait here just a minute. We don't have quite enough time. Once we get through the lineup, we'll go ahead and talk to our special guest when we get a second. Again, we'll be talking to him here momentarily. But there you go, 7 seconds left on the clock. We're going to go ahead and get rid of your qualifying count or drop down there. As next up is going to be your Walls Beard Co. starting grid. As we're going to jump right into it. Again, we have a lot of drivers to go through. So let's get to it here. On row 1 for the Walls Beard Co. Beard Bomb's starting grid is going to be the 8 of Mikey Neal Jr. and his teammate on the outside, the 3 of Alex Huffman. Row 2 is going to be the 84 Bryson Barker and the 1 of Chris Brown. Row 3 is going to be the 23 of Raymond Yeager and the 45 of Brian Jones. Row 4 is going to be the 78 of John Van Varelis and the 2 of Jameer Muhammad, putting in a little bit better run there at the end. Row 5 is going to be the 51 of Brandon Young and the 85 of David Estes. Row 6 is going to be the 25 of Pat Satterfield and the 6 of Matthew Ellis. Row 7 is going to be the 76 of Reese Milton and the 97 of Michael Baumgartner. Row 8 is going to be the 53 of Bill Edwards and the 22 of J.W. Lopez. Row 9 is going to be the 32 of Jack Fellers and the 57 of Justin Callahan. Row 10 is going to be the 9 of Brian Dorsey and the 63 of Charles Hoffman. Row 11 is going to be the 94 of Jeff O'Quinn and the 4 of Justin Winters. Row 12 is going to be the 56 of Mike Watts and the 99 of Justin Starr. Row 13 is going to be the 14 of Adam Henderson and the 24 of Cody Young. Row 14 is going to be the 77 of Justin Spear and the 52 of Thiago Vieira. Row 15 is going to be the 81 of Carlos Maciel, the first one not taking the time, and on his outside is going to be the 80 of Rafael Trindle. Row 16 is going to be the 17 of Sterling Smith and the 79 of Rodrigo Munoz. Row 17 is going to be the 42 of Tyler Needham and the 93 of Sean Hattery. Row 18, well, we have no row 18, so that is going to do it here for your Walls Beard Co. starting grid. Everybody is going to be starting the race here tonight, as we're going to jump up to the front. Well, about as close as we're going to get to it anyway. Let's jump up to Alex Huffman. It's going to be Mikey Neal Jr. that is on pole in that number 8 machine. Let's zoom out here just a little bit. We want to see as much of this field as we can, as they are set to take the green flag this time by. Again, I'm not sure if our guest is out there listening in, but if you are, we'll be pulling you up here in just a bit. And what a start for Mikey Neal, as he takes to the front of this race very quickly. Behind him, of course, is going to be his teammate, the 3 of Alex Huffman. So again, let's see if we can't zoom out there just a little bit. As looks like a TV3 a little less zoomed in. But right now, there it is, the 3 of Alex Huffman in second place. He's got Chris Brown running him down, as we are very early in this race. We are only on lap 1 of 100. We're going to make it 2 of 100 as we cross the line right there. And not a whole lot going on here at the moment, but definitely some great stuff going to be happening here throughout this race. As you got the 45 of Brian Jones trying to run down the 1 of Chris Brown at the moment. Is he going to be able to do it is the question. All right, again, we're fixing to see if we get our guest here into the booth here for just a minute, and then we'll get him on his way. We're going to talk to him just for a moment. But out front is Mikey Neal, and he is being chased down by Alex Huffman here at the moment. He got a huge start because he was your race leader, but just like that, Alex Huffman has started to reel him in here in these last 2 laps. So we're on lap number 4 here at the moment. We're going to have 4 completed when they get to the line. They are on the backstretch here at the moment. Alex Huffman right there running him down. We'll see if he is able to actually catch him and pass him. That is 2 different things. To catch someone and to pass someone is totally different scenarios here. Well, a lot of things that can go wrong when trying to pass someone. A lot of things can go right when you're trying to as well. So, again, this is early in the race. Your track temp has already gone up 2 degrees since we started. It was 67, now it's 69. So track temp going to play a factor in tonight's race. To answer the questions in chat there to Ryan Hesgard, yes, it is run with ATVO. And so far it has not given us any trouble. We of course have the custom overlays, so we haven't had any issues with the ATVO. We have had some in the past, but Nick Thiessen does a great job of getting it all sorted out for us. Definitely no issues so far, running as smooth as can be here for us. On the channel is that we're still watching this battle here for the lead between Alex Huffman and Mikey Neal. Mikey Neal may be in trouble here. He definitely got a good start, but again, that was because he was the race leader. But right now, he is in dire straits here trying to stay in front of his teammate. We're going to leave this. Let's go pull up your top 3 there, and let's go back further in this field to see what we can find. As we're going to go back here to Brian Dorsey in the number 9, Jeff O'Quinn, followed by Mike Watts. As we got some good little battles going on back here as well. And we are keeping an eye on both chats here tonight. Here goes Brian Dorsey in that 9, going to try to get by the 22. And he will do it of J.W. Lopez in that number 22 machine. He does pass him as Lopez smacks the outside wall ever so slightly. Let's go up just a little bit. The 25 of Pat Satterfield's also going to scrape the wall. And that may allow the 53 of Bill Edwards. It does. The 53 of Bill Edwards going to get by him and make the pass. We'll keep an eye on those 2 throughout the night as they are right there together. Let's jump back to the front here, and so we're going to get rid of your top 3. Now look at this battle for the lead right there behind him by .099, and Chris Brown in that 1 has caught up to this lead pack as well. So this is an outstanding battle here. So here goes Chris Brown. He's going to get by Alex Huffman for second. Well, Alex Huffman taking a third place here as Chris Brown going to take second. No, they're side by side at the line, but it's going to be Huffman that hangs on to second place here for the moment on the outside. With those 2 side by side, I'm not sure how much longer that outside is going to work. We'll see. It looks like Chris Brown has the momentum coming off the corner. He does. Chris Brown takes second place. Now he's going to try to run down Mikey Neal for the lead, and Chris Brown to the outside wall, scrapes it, keeps it off of the 3. So obviously not getting into the wall would be ideal, but he does. But a terrific job, great car control to keep it off of the 3 of Alex Huffman, who's right there with him. That is going to allow Alex Huffman back by, and here comes Brian Jones. Again, a lot of good racing left to go here in this race. It's just definitely a long, tedious process. These guys have to methodically make every pass, and you cannot press things too much. You got the 45 of Brian Jones trying to make the pass on the one. The one does have some damage, and he's not going to be able to use that fast repair because they don't have one. So he might get by, and we'll see. We'll have to kind of keep an eye and see how much that damage does cost him. But while we're watching this, give us just a minute here. We're going to see if we can't get our special guest in here real fast for just a minute or two. So give us just one moment. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we talked about that special guest. I don't even know if I classify him as a guest, but he's not here for the full broadcast, as I don't think he wants to be here for another 85 laps of racing. But that is Nick Robbins, who kind of has the somewhat of an inside scoop. While we're watching this battle here, quickly we're going to talk about some of the stuff going on with VRN, and you are in the kind of know about some of this joint membership stuff we are going to be doing here. So just to talk about that a little bit, since VRN is technically kind of sponsored by Race on Texas, we like to get some of the representatives of the company in here and talk to them a little bit about what Race on Texas is. So for the viewers out there watching, what exactly is Race on Texas, and what do they do?
Man, so we started out in late 2015 is when Race on Texas got started, and we really just wanted to cover, local racing. It started around the Houston area. Of course, Chris lives down in Spring, and wanted to cover some racing at some Houston area tracks, and it really just kind of exploded from there on out. I mean, we are basically like a Netflix style service for dirt track racing in all of the state of Texas, really, and parts of like western Louisiana and some of extreme southwestern Arkansas. But what we do is send a crew.
Sorry to cut you off there. We got a car going through the grass. So
that's fun.
The 23 going. That is Raymond Yeager going through the grass. But all seems good. He's back on the racing surface there. So we'll let you get back to what you were saying.
No, but basically what we do, we send a cameraman out to the tracks that we work with, and of course they tap into the announcer audio. So we have announcers that we have good close relationships with. Myself being one of them. You can hear my voice pretty much every weekend from South Texas Speedway. But what we like to do is give people a chance to watch racing from really all over the state of Texas, and it gives. Say that I've got folks that I know up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and even up in Wichita Falls, and it helps me to be able to keep up with the racing that I don't have an opportunity to go see. But we also, like to stage it up in a platform that's relatively easy to use and user-friendly, I should say. And you get that all for one low price for $9.99 a month on the Race on Texas end, and I'm really excited to be working with you and the Virtual Racing Network and doing the same kind of deal, so to speak, for iRacing. I think that it's unique and it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to work really well, and I think that if we follow that same kind of business model, you can watch your favorite iRacer or your favorite Texas, Louisiana racer anytime you want on any sort of device that you have. Our service works on, smartphones and, of course, desktops, laptops. I've used it on my game console before, my Xbox, and it also works on our smart TV here at the house. So a really accessible platform, and like I said, one low price, $9.99 a month for the Race on Texas end of things. And I can't be more excited about it, and I think it's a good way for us to introduce people, so to maybe in some situations, but also just keep those lifers covered up with all the racing they can handle from Texas.
Definitely. Again, we try to get all of our sponsors in here, whether they're the race sponsors or the VRN sponsors, and periodically talk to them about what they do, because we want to get this knowledge out to the fan base out there. And again, one of them, of course, so we got a lot of stuff in the works. We are working on a joint membership that would get you a membership with VRN and Race on Texas, so you get the best of sim racing and real world racing. But we wanted to just kind of talk about one of our biggest partners and what they actually do, and of course that is Race on Texas. So definitely we're glad to have Nick here for just a minute. And it looks like at the moment we just don't have much going on the track at the moment. Jameer Muhammad is on the move to the front, so what we are going to do here for a moment is step away for a lap or two. Is we're going to go on board here with Mikey Neal. He doesn't have much of a battle going on, but he's out front to a dominating lead, so we want to see what it's like to be in his shoe. So we're going to go on board with him, and we'll be right back here in just a few moments. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As we're going to go back off the onboard camera there. We just want to give y'all a feel of what it's like to be around this track here. It's not every day you get to go on board with these drivers here. We are so far, excuse me, before I lose my voice, caution free. Here is Mikey Neal out front leading this race. And we are over a quarter of the way done with this race. We're 28 laps in. We're on lap 29 here at the moment. And it looks like we're going to have our first car coming down pit road. And that is going to be Adam Henderson in the number 14 as he comes down pit road in that teal blue number 14 with some bright red rims on it. Very nice looking paint job there. Stands out for sure. And Chris Brown going to be our next one in. So it looks like we can make it about 30 laps on fuel here as everybody's starting to come in here. Jeff O'Quinn coming in. Raven Yeager coming in. Michael Bumgarner coming in. Justin Callahan coming in. And Tyler Needham also coming down pit road. Meanwhile, your leader, Mikey Neal, staying out at the moment. We'll see when your top guys come down. Right now, your top 22 drivers have yet to come down pit road as they are on lap number 31. I expect them to come down here shortly, but still caution free here on lap number 31, which is no surprise here for the RACECORE Online Racing League. They are notorious for going caution free. So we'll see how this one plays out, as it looks like we are going to have one more. Justin Winters. Oh, Justin Winters smacks the inside wall on pit road. He has to back it up. He's going to scuff those tires up. But Justin Winters in the 4, smacking pit wall. Thank goodness there's no crew members there. That could have been bad for them. And coming down as well is going to be John Van Varellis and Bill Edwards in that brushed metal RGB number 53. Probably the coolest looking paint job out there right now. Big shout out to him. It looks like we're going to have the number 80 of Rafael Trindle coming down as well. And he's got some damage to that number 80 machine. So he's going to have his work cut out for him as they do not have fast repairs. And there's going to be the caution. And it is going to be for Charles Hoffman in the 63. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here to the 63 of Charles Hoffman? He's being scored 17th, making 18th as he's dropping now. And I don't think he had any help. We'll see. He may have had some. And, oh, right there, collision between him and the 1. Sends him around, in the 17 of Sterling Smith getting involved as well. That will bring out the first caution. Mikey Neal is your leader before pit stops happen. This is going to shake things up. We are going to step away to a commercial break. We will be right back when those lights go off. We'll quickly recap pit stops, and we will go racing again here in just a few laps.
Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Flow.
Say hello, TT.
Hello, TT.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a green flag about ready to come back. Outpace car dives off. Mikey Neal goes in first, comes out first. Jamir Muhammad jumps to second. In the number 2, Global Building Contractors Chevrolet. And Mikey Neal, again, shot out of a cannon here early in this race. Again, we're on lap 38 of 100. We've completed 37 laps. Excuse me, I am losing my voice here tonight. I think them hot wings are coming back with me here, as that's what we had for dinner, crate dinner. But here we go. Jamir Muhammad to the inside of the 8 of Mikey Neal. Wheel cautions, breed cautions, as we got the 76 of Reese Milton. And Reese Milton actually not running a Global Building Contractors paint stream here tonight. Got a new paint job on there, unless it's just not loading right for us, but a brand new paint job for him. 2 laps down. Regardless, we go back to the front as he's about to go another lap down. Mikey Neal's able to hold off Jamir Muhammad so far as he pulls away. Brian Jones and the number 45, the Lopnik Chevrolet Camaro. He's out in 3rd place at the moment. Jack Feller's putting on a terrific run after finishing high at Daytona and had a little bit of a slump there lately, but he's sitting in 4th place at the moment. Brian Dorsey will round out your top 5, and he's got company coming behind him. Here comes the 6th of Matthew Else. Keep in mind the 97 that is back there. That is Bumgardner. He is at least a lap down. Yes, 1 lap down, as a lot of these guys got trapped. A lap down is caution number 2 going to come out, and it's going to be for the 84 of Bryson Barker. Let's go back and take a look. Cautions, breeding cautions here tonight at Kansas Speedway. And what happened to the 84 is the question. And that's number 1. And we got cars spinning in front of him as well. So that may have been what it was right there. The 57 goes around and collects him. And there it is right there. So just not even really his fault, just a byproduct of somebody else's mistake on the track. And that will put him on pit road as we are under caution once again. Again, we will step away here for a moment. I don't think anybody's going to come down pit road. We'll be right back when those lights go off, and we'll cover any pit stops that do happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. As you saw there, all the trickery going on down the pit road. Nobody actually came down except for some of the back runners, as of course they had to because of the damage to their cars. But we are just about ready to get this race going one more time here on to start lap 45. So we're just almost at the halfway point as well. We have not been here very long. We've only been on air less than an hour, and of course 10 minutes of that was due to the pre-show. So there you have it, 5 minutes, about 15 minutes there. We've only been live for about 35 minutes racing as lap number 45 is underway. The lights are flashing in the stands. These fans are loving it. Hopefully you are too, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube. Here tonight we are racing. Mikey Neal out front. Brian Jones does get by Jameer Muhammad. Brian Jones in the number 45 of the Lotnick Chevrolet, trying to work his way to the front of this field and get the win here tonight to make his sponsors proud. He also got the Global Building Contractors logo on there and a new paint job for him. There's a lot of new paint jobs out on the track here tonight. An awesome set of new paint jobs here. Jack Feller's still in 4th place. Let's go back here and let's check in a little further back in this field. Back here to about 10th place. You got Jeff O'Quinn, Sean Hattery, John Van Verellis, Chris Brown. All of these guys putting on a terrific battle here at the moment, since it looks like Chris Brown's going to try to get by the 94. That McDonald's sponsor Ford Mustang here of Jeff O'Quinn. And it looks like he's going to make the pass there. Chris Brown obviously involved in an early race incident. He smacked the outside wall, and he almost slides up into the 94. These cars may be pushing up just a little bit, as you know, that wasn't a like a move to try to pinch him or anything. As he scrapes the wall, these cars are just pushing to that wall like magnets right now. As we're here on lap number 47, and there you see it right there. We're going to have the 93 of Sean Hattery slide up and take the position away, or at least for the moment, from Jeff O'Quinn for 8th place. But those two still duking it out side by side. And it looks like Chris Brown's going to take the position of number 9 away from Sean Hattery now, as he's going to lose 2 spots in 1 lap, less than a lap for that matter. John Van Verellis just behind these cars. Again, they're further back here, back on the lead lap. That is Michael Bumgarner, who has not been here in quite some time, as he has another car that is a few laps down. I do believe that is the 51 of Brandon Young. He's 2 laps down here at the moment, scored in 26th position. Oh, he definitely is hoping to get those laps back. And one of his teammates, Cody Young, also 2 laps down, 2 cars ahead of him at the moment. So you got some lead lap cars, all mixed in here together as we're coming up on the halfway point. Here in 2 laps, we're on lap 49, 52 laps to go, going to be 50 to go next time by. Mikey Neal Jr. out front. He's got a lot of company coming from that 45 of Brian Jones. And of course, Jameer Muhammad kind of falling back just a little bit. Hasn't quite been able to catch up to him as much as he would like. Matthew Ellis and Jack Fellers rounding out your top 5 here at the moment. Let's go ahead and put your top 5 up onto the screen. That's so we can go back to this field, going back to about 18th place. You have Thiago Vieira, Alex Huffman, both of these a lap down here at the moment. Meanwhile, they are together racing for position on this track, or at least close to being together at the moment. These two going to put on a good show for you here tonight. We're going to go, well, it looks like back in the field. We're actually going forward in the field as we go up to the 14th place car, Mike Watts. He's currently in that 56 machine, and he's going to get by the 81 just a few laps ago. Again, pardon me on there. I'm kind of losing my voice just a little bit. We're going to try to hang on to it as much as we can. And I'm not sure who that is back there. We can get a look and see. Again, I'm not quite sure who it is. We got a brand new mellow yellow paint job. I have not seen a mellow yellow paint job in quite some time. I'm not quite sure who it is back there, but we're going to see if we can't find them. Again, I'm not sure who it is. So unfortunately, we can't get to them as I can't see the number on the car. I believe it's the 42. It is the 42 of Tyler Needham. Look at it and take a look at that. A little scuffed up there on the side, but the number 42 Mellow Yellow sponsored Ford Mustang, an awesome looking paint job out there. I haven't seen a Mellow Yellow paint job in a long time in the real world or on sim racing. But let's go back to the front while we have a minute. We're on lap 54 of 100. We've crossed the halfway point. 47 laps to go of the 100 laps scheduled here tonight. Brian Jones still trying to run down your race leader. Again, we like to go on board and just let these cars do the speaking. Let's do that here for a moment as we go on board here with Brian Jones as they're coming to the line. We'll go on here for a lap or two and just let the cars do the talking and see how and if Brian Jones can run down Mikey Neal here for the lead. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lap or two, actually 2 laps on board with the 45. And meanwhile, this is why we went back, is he's actually getting passed by the 2 of Jameer Muhammad. So, again, as we went on board there, he not only didn't catch up to Mikey Neal like we thought he would, he's actually getting passed by Jameer Muhammad for second place as they are side by side going into the corner. I expect to see Jameer Muhammad get the momentum boost as it looks like Brian Jones in that 45 machine is going to slide all the way to the top, almost making contact. Brian Jones having to make an evasive maneuver there to not get into him, and that is going to cost him some momentum, and that's going to allow the 6 of Matthew Ellis to get by him as well. So he's going to lose 2 spots here, so he got a 2 for 1, lost 2 for 1 lap. I guess that's right. We'll go with that if it makes sense in my head anyway. But meanwhile, Bill Edwards, and we talked about that awesome looking paint job there, that brushed metal RGB look, just looks amazing on that number 53 here tonight. Definitely I'm going for a best looking paint job here tonight. Let's go back and check on Jack Fellers here, back in the number 32. I believe it's Tekken Sports is I believe what it says on there. He was up in 4th place. He's falling back down tonight, so he's got his work cut out for him. Meanwhile, he's got somebody that is relentless back behind him, and that is going to be the 3 of Alex Huffman, although Alex Huffman is 1 lap down, so he's not going to be much of a threat. But there you go, the 32 of Jack Fellers into the outside wall. That's going to allow the 3 by him. Ooh, they make contact on the track. Those 2 are teammates as well, or at least buddies, I think. And that's going to allow the 23 to get by as well of Raymond Yeager, again, a part of Beast Motorsports, or Beast Racing, I should say, sponsored by actual Race Spot TV. So Awesome to see them actually being sponsored by RaceSpot, just an outstanding broadcast company here on iRacing as well. So it's definitely cool to see that. Let's go back and check on some of our drivers from Brazil here tonight, as we'll try to find the highest placing one, which I believe is Thiago Vieira in that 52 right now. One lap down, and it's not actually on the lead lap, is going to be Carlos Maciel as we're going through that. He is sitting currently in 15th position, but he is on the lead lap at the moment. We'll go back to Thiago Vieira, who's in the number 52, sitting in 17th place, one lap down. Going down a little bit further here, you have Rodrigo Munoz in the number 79 in 20th place, one lap down at the moment. But these guys could easily get those laps back. As you also go back here to Rafael Trindle, who in the 80, who is 12 laps down. That one's going to be tough to come by to get those 12 laps back. But we'll see. We're on lap 65 here, and we got somebody coming down pit road. That is going to be the 97 of Michael Bumgarner. I believe he also may be from there as well. I'm not sure where he is from officially. But we'll have to check in on that. Back to the front of this field. That is the awesome-looking paint job there for Mikey Neal Jr. It is half Dell Jr. and half Dell Sr. So probably one of the coolest paint jobs I've ever seen as well. As you got half Budweiser on there and half GM Goodwrench Service Plus. Oh, definitely an awesome one. And there is Jamir Muhammad trying to get to your race leader, but just not being able to make it happen. I think pit stops will be coming up here. Well, we'll see. We're seeing 32 laps for them. So these guys will have to start to come down here shortly. But meanwhile, Adam Henderson showing 37 laps on his tires. I'm not sure. They may be able to go more than 30, but they came down around 30, 31 last time. I may have been trying to short pit it here. There on that pit stop. We'll just have to wait and see. We did not get an estimate on fuel mileage for these tires here tonight. Meanwhile, though, Mikey Neal up front. We'll go ahead and put those top five back on the screen. We're going to go further back in this field as these guys right here. Sterling Smith, Thiago Vieira, Alex Huffman, Raymond Yeager at the moment. We got Rodrigo Munoz, Tyler Needham, Justin Callahan, and a couple of others as we get a car coming down. That is going to be Adam Henderson. All of these guys right here, those are guys one lap down. They're the ones battling to be the first car lap down to get the lucky dog. Obviously, you could get the wave around, but you would much rather have that lucky dog. And here we go. We're going to see more coming down. Matthew Ellis coming down pit road. Sterling Smith coming down pit road. So about 35 laps now, and they're coming back down pit road. Well, I think they short pit that first one. The question is, when will our leaders come down pit road? As it is time for pit stops. Once again, if you're just tuning in, whether on Facebook or YouTube, you're watching the RACECORE Xfinity Series presented by Global Building Contractors here on the Virtual Racing Network, a division of RaceOnTexas.com. And your leader coming down to pit road, followed by Brian Jones, Chris Brown, and we got Jeff O'Quinn coming down, Brian Dorsey, excuse me, Jack Fellers coming down, as well as Justin Starr. So there are a ton of people coming down. Jamir Muhammad opting to stay out, 35 laps on this stint. This could be pushing it to close to the limit here, although we did see 37. So he is going to stay out just a bit here. See maybe if he can bring have it caution him out and trap some of these guys a lap down. And we'll just have to wait and see. Bill Edwards right behind him and John Van Rillis. We'll go see. We got about 5 drivers or 6. Mike Watts, Thiago Vieira, and Raymond Yeager that have not come down pit road. We do have a few others back there. Tyler Needham that hasn't come down. But all these guys laps down here at the moment. As Jamir Muhammad's going to come down pit road. Meanwhile, Bill Edwards stays out and does not come down here. We're on lap 72 of 100. Again, we are in the closing laps of this race already. Once pit stops are complete, this could really be their final pit stop here. Which could be, it will be. With 29 laps left to go, this is the final pit stop. Mike Watts coming down in that 56. Is that car is beat up there just a little bit. And I'm not even going to pronounce that alcoholic adult beverage on the car, as I'm not even sure how to. I've heard it said, but I don't know how to say it myself. So we're just going to leave it at that, as we're going to go back to the front. Bill Edwards in the 53. He has not come down pit road just yet, but I expect him to come down here shortly. John Van Rellis has not come down either, and Thiago Vieira. Those are your three drivers that have not come down pit road as of the moment to take tires and fuel here for the last time tonight. We have 27 laps to go. If a caution was to come out, we currently have two cars on the lead lap. One of those is that's up there, Thiago Vieira, actually not on the lead lap, even though he is out on the track. He is not. So two cars on the lead lap right now, Bill Edwards and John Van Rellis. If a caution comes out, this could really shake things up. But it looks like Thiago Vieira is going to come in. Bill Edwards is going to come down as well. So two of the three coming down pit road. John Van Rellis, he's making the descent to pit road as well. We'll see. And he officially has passed the commitment cone. So that'll do it. Everybody has come down pit road, and that will give the lead to Mikey Neal Jr. when it all cycles out. Here is these guys are going to have a little bit fresher tires. We'll have to keep and see just how fresh those tires are and how much they're going to play into this race. As right there, it is 25 laps to go here in this race. We've only seen those two cautions. So since pit stops are complete, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have about 20 or so laps, or about 23 laps to go, and we will go non-stop unless a caution comes out for the remainder of this race.
This is a demonstration for the built-in water temperature sensor of W5 CPU water block. There is a water temperature sensor built inside W5 to detect the temperature of the coolant that runs through W5. Here, we're using thermal mode and time-lapse effect to show the temperature change of the system. You can easily see the real-time temperature change on the software screen. W5 is also made with central inlet design, which contributes to higher coolant flow that helps faster heat dispatching to achieve a lower coolant temperature, of which you can see on the software thanks to the water temperature sensor. While W5 shows you the temperature of the coolant that runs through your CPU water block, you can also throw in a Pacific TF1 indicator to monitor the temperature and coolant flow of your whole system.
Alright, we got a caution out on the track, and it's going to be, we can get to him. There it is. It's going to be the 97 of Michael Bumgarner bringing out the caution here for the third time tonight. Well, not his third time, but the third caution, and it's going to be for the 97. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. He smacks the outside wall, gets it loose, collects Cody Young with him in the 24, and around he goes, spinning like a top on the backstretch. And then he gets clobbered by the 4 of Justin Winters as well, and that will stop him dead on the track. Caution is out. As we were just at a commercial break, we will just step away, and I don't think anybody will be coming down pit road. Mikey Neal Jr. is your race leader. So we'll wait. When those lights go off, we will cover anybody that comes down pit road. We'll recap that. And we'll be right back as we're under caution for the third time here tonight. With 22 laps to go, we'll have about 19 to go when we take the green flag again. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are off on the pace car, as we did have some takers come down pit road, and well, let's see, everybody but Mikey Neal came down pit road. This is going to get interesting here for everyone involved. Tires, no tires, which is going to be the winning call here tonight? Cautions do seem to breed cautions, but we'll see. Mikey Neal on 12-lap tires. Some of those, of course, were under caution. And right now, everybody behind him has 2 to 3 laps on their tires. Those are, of course, all under caution. So fresh tires versus no tires. We'll see which one is going to come to light. Is it going to be the no tires or tires that are the winning call? Green flag back in the air. 18 laps to go right there at the line. We are racing once again here at Kansas Speedway. And we're going to go back a little ways here. Just the second, third, fourth, and fifth. You've got Jones, Muhammad, Ellis, Dorsey, Brown, and Fellers right now in your top 7 drivers, and they are bumper to bumper. Fellers all over the back bumper of Brown trying to get by him. He's going to slide down to the inside, try to make a move right on the white line. That's a very scary place to be, as right now it's going to be Brian Jones that goes to the lead. He's going to get by Mikey Neal, and here comes Jameer Muhammad. Old tires are a no-go here at Kansas, as he loses 2 spots. Mikey Neal opted for no tires, and it is no bueno, as he is going to lose 2 spots. Well, make it 1. He can't quite hold, Jameer Muhammad can't quite hold the position, but he's going to go one more time to the inside with 17 to go. Is again a no-go here for Mikey Neal. He loses 2 positions after leading so many laps of this race. Brian Jones has now led 2. And it doesn't matter how many you lead, it matters which one you lead, and you got to lead that last one. Jameer Muhammad does officially clear by Mikey Neal Jr. to take second place. Matthew Ellis and Chris Brown are like dogs on a hunt right now. They smell blood, and they are coming in for the kill. As there goes the 6 of Matthew Ellis. He's going to get by. And the 1 is going to squeak by as well of Chris Brown. They're 3 wide, coming to the line for third place. What a battle it's been all night long, and it's just intensifying the later we get into this run with 15 laps to go. I don't think we're out of the woods for the cautions just yet. We'll have to keep an eye on everybody here, but right now, the front of this field is where we're looking. Is that number 6 of Matthew Ellis trying to run down the 1 of Chris Brown? I think he may have something for him. That would be a top 3 podium finish if he can hang on to it. That is the question, if he can. Mikey Neal, however, falling back down to 5th place. If he gets if we get a caution, I would be willing to bet he's going to come down and take tires, and everybody else will probably come with him as well. If he does, if they don't, he's going to fall well back into this field, back to about 14th position or so. So he needs everybody to come down with him if a caution does come out. Meanwhile, we go back to the front, or close to it anyway. Brian Jones has checked out from this field. He is a good half a second away, 0.616 seconds away from Jameer Muhammad. But Jameer Muhammad has his mirror full of that yellow and black number 1 Haas CNC sponsored Chevrolet. And he is got to be wondering, does he have something to get by me? Or am I going to be able to hold him off? As we're going to go back here to Mikey Neal one more time, as he's got his hands full with Bill Edwards and Brian Dorsey in the number 8 and 9. In that order, we have the 8 and 9, and then you, of course, have Alex Huffman in the 3. They're all 3 taken to the high side. Now they're going to go to the inside. The 53 of Bill Edwards does get by Mikey Neal. He's falling back. He needs a caution to get some fresh tires, as this is not how he envisioned this going. He took a risk, and it didn't quite play off the way he wanted to. It's going to be 11 laps to go right there at the line. Laps are ticking down. If we get to that 5 to go, while green-white checkered possibly could come out here in the June build, it's not here yet. This race could end under caution, and that is the last thing they want. 5 to go on the ticker up at the top of your screen. If it says 5 to go or less, we will not go racing again. So if he needs a caution, if he gets a caution, he needs it very soon. We got cars spinning, and it's going to be the 1 and 10 to go. There's the caution out. It's going to be the 1 of Chris Brown, who was up there in the front of this field. Let's go back and take a look what happened as we were talking about needing a caution for Mikey Neal, and the 1 getting involved in a caution as we'll go to the aerial cam here, brought to you by Sames Ford out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Chris Brown into the wall. The 6 of Matthew Ellis gets into his back bumper. They both go through the grass. The 1 comes back on the track, and then I believe that is Alex Huffman in the 3 that gets a piece of the action. It is indeed Alex Huffman going to be dead on the outside wall. That will bring out the caution once again, and we will go racing here again. I expect everybody to come down and get tires here. I'm not sure they'll take fuel, but 4 tires or 2 tires is the question. We'll let you know when we come back from this quick commercial break.
Down into turn number 4, trying to run down the 61 of Aaron Corley. Aaron Corley still your race leader, followed by Tommy Fain, Bobby Miller, Gary Williams, and Shelby Williams. Gary Williams, Diamonds, turn number 3, trying to get a run on the 1B. Bobby Miller didn't have quite enough for that time. Meanwhile, back up front, your leader still the 61 of Aaron Corley.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the moment of truth Here, folks, this will be 5 laps to go here for the remainder of this race. We want to thank everybody tonight for tuning in, whether you're on the Facebook or YouTube side of things. I know we got a lot of people on both of them watching here tonight, as it is ready to get this thing going. Lights are off in the pace car. It is going to be Brian Jones out front, followed by Bill Edwards, Justin Starr, Carlos Maciel, Matthew Ellis, Brian Dorsey, Jameer Muhammad, Jeff O'Quinn, Jack Fellers, and Mikey Neal Jr. in 10th place. Everybody but your top 4 came down and took tires. Green flag's out, and it is a wreck fest on the parking lot onto the front stretch. Caution is out once again, and you saw it live there, so we won't go back. Cars spinning in the back of the field. That will bring out the caution. This race is going to be over before that one ever got started. Getting the win here tonight is going to be Brian Jones, and Bill Edwards in second, and Justin Starr picking up a top 3 finish here tonight. And again, that will do it here for the race. They do have the formality, so instead of having y'all sit here and watch these guys pace around the track here for 5 laps, we'll go ahead and cut to some commercial breaks. We'll be right back.
Alexa, tell thermal take.
Hi, I am Thermal Take. Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Low.
Say hello TT.
Hello, TT.
I spent my whole life chained to the wall, hungry for more, not afraid to fall. Had to cut a man down to get where I am, but someone had to tumble and someone had to stand. Don't try to fight, there's nothing you can do, and I'm gonna run all over you. It's too late to try, there's nothing you can do. I'm gonna run all over you. I'm looking for new blood, and nothing's gonna stop me now. Yeah, I'm looking for new blood, and nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna stop me. Looking for new blood.
This is a demonstration for the built-in water temperature sensor of W5 CPU water block. There is a water temperature sensor built inside W5 to detect the temperature of the coolant that runs through W5. Here, we're using thermal mode and time-lapse effect to show the temperature change of the system. You can easily see the real-time temperature change on the software screen. W5 is also made with central inlet design, which contributes to higher coolant flow that helps faster heat dispatching to achieve a lower coolant temperature, of which you can see on the software thanks to the water temperature sensor. While W5 shows you the temperature of the coolant that runs through your CPU water block, you can also throw in a Pacific TF1 indicator to monitor the temperature and coolant flow of your whole system.
All right, so we are back, ladies and gentlemen. There's not much to go there. We have your results on the screen here for your top 20 drivers. Not listed there, of course, is Reese Milton, Adam Henderson, Brandon Young, Rodrigo Munoz, Cody Young, Alex Huffman, Justin Winters, Michael Bumgarner, Charles Hoffman, Rafael Trindell, Bryson Barker, J.W. Lopez, Justin Spear, and Pat Satterfield. Sorry, those are going to be the remaining 21st through 34th. As they're going to line up to get their picture taken, we will be right back here as we're going to talk to your top 3 drivers here in just a few moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with your post-race show. And of course, we will start with third place here tonight. And that is going to be league owner, the number 99 of Justin Starr, putting it in third place here tonight. And we saw you up front. We saw you a little further back. You worked your way through this field. So I'm not even sure exactly there. Started... well, that is the wrong person. There we go. We'll get to you. Started 24th, finished in third. So you fought your way through this field. And the car looks a little beaten up there, but overall, the car is in one piece, and that's what matters. So, sitting on a podium is always nice. So how does it feel to be sitting here getting your picture taken with third place?
I have some luck on my side, and yes, the car's a little bit beaten up. I believe I was 3 incident points away from getting knocked off the track. You had a couple guys getting to the walls in front of me, little tap sticks here and there,
Oh, good.
Yeah. That's about it.
Well, definitely, it's a tough battle out there. There was a lot of good racing going on. We didn't have too terribly many cautions. I believe 3 or 4. They did kind of come there in the end. Unfortunately, the race did end under caution. Had it, we maybe had a 1 or 2 lap shootout. Do you think you had anything for Bill Edwards or Brian Jones here tonight?
Nah, I don't think so, and I don't think I would be sitting here right now if it would have went green, honestly. We had a lot of guys coming up with fresher tires, so we had some luck, I would say, tonight.
Well, speaking of that, of course, we want to talk to you just a minute about tires. We see you have 14 or 21 on yours versus 7. So we saw Mikey Neal just kind of get eaten alive on older tires. Was it really a big gamble to stay out there? And how important were new tires?
Very important. Probably after about your 5th lap, your tires are really falling off here, at least for me anyways. I don't know about the other guys. Everybody builds the same steering ratio and whatever else. But yeah, after about 5 laps, you're losing speed. So I definitely didn't have tires to hold anybody off, that's for sure. And I don't think I had enough tires to catch Bill or Brian here. So.
Well, definitely, whether you had the tires or not, you used what you had to put it close to victory, and put it in third place. I'm getting ahead of myself here a little bit, but an outstanding run for you nevertheless. And obviously, being the league owner here, we know you got some sponsors and shout-outs to do, so who would those be for that third place finish?
I'd like to thank Global Building Contractors, Gold Cube, Alex Huffman Design, iRacing Drivers World, VRN, and all of our drivers that come out each week and compete. Having a lot of fun with these guys this season. And we got a Truck Series starting in June there, which you're going to broadcast, and a Cup Series as well starting the first week of June. So going to get really busy come June here, Charles.
It is indeed, and hopefully we got a little bit of internet issue going on here. So hopefully that does sort itself out. Looks like it has. That brings us to our second place finisher here tonight, and that is going to be the 53 of Bill Edwards. First off, to Bill Edwards, congrats on second place, and absolutely digging the what looks like kind of a brushed metal RGB paint job on that car. Looks outstanding on that car. And how does it feel to be sitting in second place tonight?
Thanks. Yeah, no, it feels pretty good. That was a pretty fun race. I wasn't the quickest out of the gate, but I was definitely trying to do my best to save the tires, see if I could run people down. It seemed like during the longer runs, I was actually closing some gaps there. So
you definitely were. We in the gaming / PC kind of community, we always joke about RGB makes you faster. So, do you think having that RGB different color paint scheme going on there, do you think it made you a little faster at the end?
It might have. I'm not sure. I think my tires was making me faster. That's what I think it was. I was planning on giving Brian a run for his money here in those last few laps if the yellow didn't come out. But definitely congratulations to him as well as Justin making the top 3.
Definitely, I think the tires were to play, but for all the RGB, non-RGB people out there, I know it is a really divided community. RGB is the win here. I think it helped him out. I do think tires played a bigger factor, though. But regardless of that, an outstanding run for you here, an awesome-looking paint job to go with it. As we got Brian Jones doing some burnouts here. I don't see any sponsors on the car, but it is a new paint job. So do you got any sponsors that you need to shout out, or anyone out there watching you just want to say hi to?
Oh yeah, yep. Start off with, I'm going to thank you up there in the booth, what you do for the league, and you put on an awesome broadcast. Fun to go back and watch every week. And giving us a platform to do what we're doing here. Give us a bunch of good guys, and hey, sometimes we're not all that fun to be around out here, so it's a lot of work that goes involved into that as well. Global Building Contractors, the Gold Cube, iRacing Drivers World, my teammates S2R, James Lorello couldn't be here tonight, but I know he would have been up here as well at the end of this one. I also got to give a shout out to my mom. Happy Mother's Day. She's watching. My girlfriend Michelle, happy Mother's Day to her as well, which she's watching. And thank them for letting me have all this fun every Sunday night. And my daughter Emma, who's here, and she also wants to say something.
Happy Mother's Day, Michelle and Grandma.
There you have it. Awesome to hear some Mother's Day wishes going out there. Again, congrats on the second place finish here tonight, and I expect to see more in the coming races. And that'll bring us to our race winner here, someone that I've known for quite some time, running in my own league and now running over here in RACECORE for quite some time as well. That is the 45 of Brian Jones in that Jalopnik number 45, putting it in a victory lane. Brian, was it a strategy, or did you just have that fast of a car here tonight to put it in victory lane?
Well, I certainly wasn't as fast as, Jameer and Mikey, so I think the strategy certainly played out. I got kind of lucky that there at the end, Mikey didn't pit, and I did pit, and the tires played out.
Definitely, strategy was a big thing here. You that last caution, of course, 20 laps on your tires. You didn't come down. So had we had maybe 10 more laps of green flag racing, you had 3 more cars behind you that didn't take tires as well. Did you feel pretty confident that even if it had gone green, you had enough of a buffer there in between you and those fresh tires of Matthew Ellis, Brian Dorsey, Jameer, Mikey, all those, that you might have had enough time to get a little bit of a gain or lead out there and let those guys kind of do the fending off for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that we didn't have to find out. I'll say that. I just had to gamble. I couldn't come down pit road, with just a few laps left. So I'm glad it played out in my favor. So I'm glad it worked.
Well, it did indeed work out for you here, and we're gonna go let you do some celebrating, of course, on Mother's Day. But we know you got a sponsor on that car, and some shout outs to who would those be here for that win tonight.
Yeah, of course, as always, I want to thank Jalopnik.com. I want to thank Global Building Contractors, Gold Cube, Huffman Designs, and iRacing Drivers World.
All right. Well, again, congrats on the win here tonight. And again, no stranger to victory lane. I'm sure we'll see him back in here again this season, and maybe in the trucks as well. He's racing in those. But that will just about wrap it up here for tonight. We, of course, have one more piece of business to take care of, and that is your sponsors here for tonight's race. As always, Global Building Contractors, iRacing Drivers World, and Gold Cube. And, of course, on the broadcast side of things, we wouldn't be here for 2019 if it wasn't for the following: Northwest Racing Series, Wolves Beard Co., RaceOnTexas.com, World of Thunder, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, Huffman Designs, RACECORE themselves, and of course Crumb's custom graphics for all your logo needs. Make sure you check out all these great partners over on their social media sites. If you need their services, make sure you hit them up and let them know you heard about it here on VRN. That, of course, will do it for tonight's broadcast. We will see you at the next race.